Hey, Steve Magnante here at High-Octane Classics in Auburn, Massachusetts, with what many Chevy enthusiasts consider to be the best of all Chevys, the Camaro. This is a 1971. It's a custom. It's been modified tastefully and gently. It's not a restoration. That's a good thing, because restored cars sometimes, you either own them or they own you. They're numbers matching things. This is an interesting, sort of a hot rod, if you will. And one thing I like about this is the cowl induction hood, the cowl style hood right here. It's steel, not fiberglass. Now, Camaros are so popular, there's any number of components are available from the reproduction aftermarket that are steel, not plastic, not fiberglass, so it fits very well. And again, the cowl, not something that was ever offered on the 71 Camaro, but it fits the part, and it's very much in the theme of the Chevy high-performance motif. Up front, this has the Rally Sport RS-style grille and bumper treatment, the split bumper Camaro. Here it is right here, 1971. And again, modified pretty heavily, which is fine. The styling on these cars is very European. I think John DeLorean and the folks at Chevrolet and GM actually had the Ferrari stylist in mind when they styled the second generation Camaro, and really the proof's in the pudding. They're beautiful cars in many ways. And the bumperettes right here are factory stuff on Rally Sport Camaros. And just a really clean car all the way around. Contributing to clean, there was a style trim group that would have a chrome drip rail mold on it. This one does not have it, wasn't ordered with it, and that's beautiful. It makes it more sanitary and slick, but on a rainy day, you're going to get some water on your shoulder. But it's a small price to pay for a more elegant and tasteful effect. And again, the style trim group would have chrome stuff here, which would also protect you from water, but without it, it looks even better. Of course, the semi-fastback styling right here, 1971, the second year for the second-gen Camaro, in full effect right here. Let's pop the hood and have a look at what we see under this domed cowl style hood. Let's explore. And there it is, no small block here. This is a big block Chevrolet right here. Been breathed on quite a bit. I see tubing steel headers, aluminum cylinder heads, an Edelbrock dual plane intake manifold, and a Phi-Tech EFI unit, which hides in plain sight. Looks like a carburetor, but it's got fuel injection, which is fantastic. Good cold start performance, doesn't flood out, and of course, beautifully rendered under the hood. You know, a lot of show car elements going on. The inner fenders have been painted to match the body. Nothing, no harm there. The firewall and cowl are painted black. Nice contrast between the red of the bodywork and the exterior of the car. Has four-wheel disc brakes. We'll get to those in a second. Here is the disc brake booster with a Hydro Boost right here, which helps the brake function without the big diaphragm in place, but this allows brake function without the need for a big booster. So that's Hydro Boost stuff right there, seen on Buick Grand Nationals and many other GM products in the 1980s, been adapted to this 1971 Camaro. Nice big cross-flow radiator, aluminum, nice to see that. It's lighter, better heat rejection with aluminum cross-flow radiators. Keep that big rat motor nice and cool on cruise day or even on the highway. It would be no problem at all. Now the transmission in this one has, it's worthy of note, and as we make our way to the inside of the car, let's pause for a moment to check out the 18-inch Riddler wheels. Massive, well, you know, disc brakes up front, and plenty of whoa power to stop this car. And inside, we mentioned this has an automatic transmission, and we'll learn more about that when we look at the shift quadrant in between the seats. And you can see right there, it has the classic GM horseshoe style shifter, but it says drive 3, 2, 1. So we know this has a 4L80E electronic overdrive transmission. The overdrive is a wonderful thing to have if you're going to take a road trip. It reduces engine speed, engine wear, and improves fuel economy. Some later model Camaro bucket seats up front, nothing wrong with that. And of course, Camaros, like certain earlier Mustangs, are 2+2s, meaning that the two seats in the front, and of course the rear bench seat is divided by a transmission drive shaft hump, so there's not a lot of room in the back for 3 people. So it's a 4-passenger car. That's fine. Nothing like that. And again, big doors on these cars. Close it with a nice thud, and very solid vehicle here. And of course, this has the Z28 style, first generation trunk spoiler. The second gen had more of a ducktail, or a duck lip, if you will. This is the first generation, a little more subtle, just as popular as the bigger Z28 style piece. And let's go inside the trunk. And like the back seat, there's not a lot of room in here for luggage, but you can certainly get enough in here for a weekend road trip, and a lot of groceries could fit right in here. And it's all steel. The floors are very nice. The trunk floor is good. It's never been mini-topped or sliced or diced. Still has the leaf springs in the back. And speaking of the back, this has a 12-bolt rear axle, which is a nice touch, a nice thing. 12 bolts were still in production in 1971. The 8.5 arrived in 72. But with that said, the 12-bolt is a tough transmission behind that 4L80 automatic, and that big block, not going to break that. It's pretty bulletproof. To learn more about this car, go to the High-Octane Classics website and check out the photo gallery.